The legend of the Benkenteich Lake. One day, a woodcutter named Georg Kauffmann entered the forest near the Benkenteich. He searched for trees he could cut down for his work. As Georg prepared to chop down a tree, a rider on a majestic black stallion suddenly approached him, holding a long branch in his hand. "Greetings, busy man," the rider called out in a friendly voice. "Can you tell me the way to the Benkenteich?" "Of course, sir. I know the way well," Georg answered proudly. "Well, good man, please take me there. For doing it, you will get a generous tip from me," the rider said. Georg led the rider through the thick forest to the small, quiet lake. "This is the Benkenteich, sir," Georg announced. The rider immediately dismounted, walked to the water's edge, and touched the surface with his magical branch. The lake shimmered strangely under his touch. Returning quickly to Georg, the rider said, "I am a nymph. I have been searching for my wife, who was taken by another nymph 3 years ago. I will dive into this lake and rescue her. Please, hold my horse and prevent him from following me." Without waiting for a reply, the rider stepped to the water. With a swing of his branch, he struck the surface. Immediately, the waters divided, opening a path into the lake. Georg was holding the stallion tight by the reins. Suddenly, terrifying screams and wails erupted from the depths of the lake. Thorn reared and struggled wildly against his grip. Frozen in fear, Georg watched the dark water churn. The surface turned a deep, bloody red, and then fell silent. Under the growing darkness, Georg stood trembling by the restless Thorn, both staring at the still, ominous lake. Deep beneath the surface of the Benkenteich, a hidden, magical world unfolded. Dark, vast, and filled with silent mystery. In the heart of the underwater realm, a beautiful woman floated silently. Her long dark blonde hair moving like golden threads through the water. It was Lyanna, Alaric's lost wife. Out of the shadows, a figure with glowing red eyes appeared. Kaelin, the dangerous nymph who held Lyanna captive. Kaelin used his magical power to prevent Lyanna from swimming towards the lights and leaving his realm. Suddenly, Alaric appeared, his magical branch glowing brightly. A fierce battle began beneath the water between Alaric and Kaelin. With a final surge of strength, Alaric struck Kaelin down. The dark nymph vanished into the depths, defeated at last. Alaric reached out and gently took Lyanna's hand. After years apart, husband and wife were together again. Alaric and Lyanna looked at each other with tears of joy and silent gratitude. Alaric lifted Lyanna into his arms and carried her upward, rising slowly through the shimmering water toward the surface. At the lakeside, Thorn neighed loudly, sensing Alaric's return from the depths. Gently, Alaric lifted Lyanna onto the great black stallion's back. She sat gracefully, supported by Alaric's steady hand. "Good man," Alaric said, "thanks to you, I have found my wife again. You watched over my horse bravely." He handed George a small leather bag. "Whenever you reach into this bag, you will find as much money as you need." Alaric mounted Thorn behind Lyanna. Together, they rode silently into the misty forest, disappearing between the trees. Full of joy, George returned home to his wife, showing her the magical pouch and telling her the incredible story. In the days that followed, George reached often into the magic bag. He became careless and forgot to guard it well. One day, a thief stole the leather bag. From that moment on, the magic was gone. George and his wife lived simply again. Though the riches were lost, they never forgot the adventure that had changed their lives. The legend lives on even today. When the mist rises over the Benkenteich at night, the old legend whispers through the trees of love, bravery and lost magic.